Hello, everyone, and welcome to another At Home with Maisie and Jordan. How are you, Charlotte?
Yeah, no, it's I'm okay, thank you. I am feeling slightly more positive now after the little roadmap. So fingers crossed, weddings are making a comeback.
Yay! I know a couple of people, they are very full steam ahead with their planning. So, it's so exciting.
It is. It's really exciting, and we all just needed that boost. So
Yeah,
I'm just going with it.
no, I'm completely there with you. I cannot wait to go out and be able to hug my nan.
Oh, I know. To meet people and actually talk about a wedding that is actually going to happen is going to be very exciting.
Imagine that, a world without any what ifs or buts anymore.
I know, no face masks and
Freedom.
yeah, it's going to be fabulous. So much, and we'll just enjoy everything so much more, won't we? We won't take anything for granted, and it'll be really good.
Really appreciate it all.
Yeah.
That brings us on to our special guest for this week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so we're going to be speaking to Nisha from Niche Flowers. Very excited.
I know. So I've worked with Nisha. However, I've never actually physically met her. We were both part of the same styled shoot, but we didn't meet each other. So I'm really looking forward to speaking to her, and her flowers are stunning.
Yeah, I've seen some of the pictures and it just looks amazing.
Yeah, so it's going to be lots of fun.
Fantastic. Should we bring her in then?
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Nisha, and welcome to At Home with Maisie and Jordan. And Lottie's decided to join us today.
It's very privileged to have Lottie on board. Hi, Lottie.
Thank you so much for joining us.
No worries, thank you.
Shall we start? Do you want to tell us a little bit about your business, Niche Flowers, and what you do?
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. So we've been operating for come to 18 years in floristry. So I'm Nisha and I run Niche Flowers with my family. We're a small family-run business in Leicestershire. We specialise in bringing creative, high-impact floral designs to our clients. So if they want show-stopping, spectacular florals for any of their occasions and events, we can make that happen.
Wow, sounds fabulous.
It does sound amazing. And what would you kind of recommend that brides and grooms kind of consider when they first start planning their flowers and their floral arrangements?
I think it's really to understand what their day is like. We have a set of questions we ask our couples. We really want to get to know them because, like I said to you in my intro, we want to get the storytelling done through flowers. Everything can be representative. I mean, you know, we say this, brides tend to love explaining what they want, but you know what, we need to put a little bit of the groom's element in there as well. Give him a stamp a mark. You know, as a couple, you're doing it together. So for us, it's about getting both sides and understanding what they enjoy, what they love doing, interests, what they do as a career. It just gives us a bit more creative flair as to where we steer them. Steps that we take to help couples with their planning of their florals. We always say make sure you have some sort of colour ideas. I know there's lots and lots of things with trends and recommendations, and it can be quite overwhelming with Pinterest as well. There is a lot out there. Don't feel like that overwhelm is there. Come and talk to us and just have the basics really, you know, have an idea of who would you like to have at your event. Are you going to have bridesmaids? Are you going to have your groomsmen? How many do you think you're going to have? And at the moment, obviously, things are a little bit more uncertain, even though we've been given that go ahead. You may have that numbers of a plan A and a plan B, but we steer you on those things.
Can I ask, so for brides who they definitely want flowers, but they're not necessarily a flower person, so they don't have much knowledge on types of flowers and what goes with what, is there something that you do to support them in that? Do you show example? How would you get them to proceed?
So we have we have a display of some examples of designs. So we look at structure first. Do you like something tall? Do you like a teardrop? Sizing. I was just going to pull one of the bouquets so I can show you sorts of things. Just because we have it here, I'm going to go.
Oh, I love it.
This.
When we look at sizing, I literally just have them on display as my artificial range. We showcase the sizing so you get a better idea. So usually the South Asian industry go for a little bit smaller, but then we have a little bit bigger, especially depending on the style of your dress, really impacts what you do. But I always start with size. What size do you like? What shape do you like? And obviously you can have something quite robust and a teardrop style. And we can say all of this technical language, but if you can't visualize it, can't see it, it's no good. Hence why we have a whole array of different art samples, so you can see what I'm talking about, and I can refer to what we mean when we say organic to structured round arrangement. So we take you through those, and we take you through in nice baby steps. We don't want to roll it all up into one. Go. And it's the same with the florals. We like you to choose. We give you like 5 or 6 pictures, pick out what you like, and then that's the steer we take. Most brides will come to me and go, I like peonies or I like lilies. And then you go, right, show me a picture of what you like. And that's when it starts to grow, because actually what their interpretation of a flower name and what we can get as florists, say high quality, is going to be practical for their wedding day is a different thing. So it's about those baby steps to get there.
And do you do both fresh flowers and artificial, or is it one or the other? Do we mix nowadays? How does that work?
So really, we launched the Boutique by Niche this year, really to be COVID friendly, to make sure that we can offer brides who may need to be flexible with their date moves a keepsake floral arrangement. It is a lovely option if you are have allergies or sensitivities, or if you're considering an outdoor wedding, because outdoor weddings can attract nature, and fresh flowers can attract a lovely green fly and black flies.
Oh my goodness, that would be my worst nightmare. Like if it attracted a wasp or something. Oof.
This is it. But I think that's the thing we try to steer people away. A lot of people go, I want fragrance, I want the smell of the flowers. And if you're doing an outdoor wedding, I'll go, that's high pollen. You really want to think about, do you want the bees coming around you? You know, the hornet bees are really, really friendly in a way, because they don't sting you, but they do like to swarm around. Same with your arrangements. If you're doing table arrangements, the last thing you want is your guests being attracted with insects.
I think that's actually something that's really important to point out, because I don't think everybody would have considered like maybe hay fever and the pollen count and what that might actually do to either the bride or her guests. Like, I hadn't really thought of it from that perspective before.
Yeah, I think it's something that really gets overlooked. I think we get so carried away with how aesthetically something looks, sometimes forget the practicalities. And I think for us as the florists, we need to remind our couples of exactly what that could mean. So we give you the pros and the cons to every experience.
That's so good though, because you guys are the experts with flowers. A bride is hopefully doesn't do it every day, so that's kind of what your expertise are there for, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I think for us, we're just so passionate about our flowers. And we like, this year we started to work with locally sourced flowers. So we are going more English, locally grown flowers, foliage. And we're trying to home in on that a little bit more, just to be a little bit more sustainable with our footprint on the environment, and make sure that brides get something that they can relate to, that has some sort of meaningful representation to them.
That's really lovely. I love that.
That works really lovely. Could you imagine that, just wandering around the garden and then there's the flower that you had in your bouquet?
Yeah, I think I took really good inspiration. I think it was from, well, I started my industry profession as in gardening. Everything styled was because I was used to organising gardening, garden borders, and that's how my technique and style grew. it's only been when I've had couples come to me and go, I just want roses, or I just want this flower. But if we can incorporate what would work well in a garden border, then that's how we would like to bring our bouquets together too.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And what would you say your personal favourite flower would be?
Oh, that's a hard one.
I love asking florists this kind of question.
Yeah, I think it's better. I don't like to work with. I like to work with all florals, but there are some ones that are more trickier and challenging. But yeah, my favourite flower has to be, I think I love David Austin roses. So traditional garden roses are my favourite. They're versatile. They can be sourced reasonably well. I grow them in my garden. My dad has a collection of them, so I think I'm partial to the rose. Yeah,
So lovely.
Fragrance, that's why they're just, it's not just the color part, it's the texture, the fragrance, it's aesthetically appealing all round.
So is there any current trends or things coming up that we should know about in terms of bridal flowers?
I think this year has been one of those years where a lot of the trends from other years have come to the forefront. Are fashion led with when it comes to flower colours and displays. But I think for me, I think there's been a lot more interest in the colourful arrangements. There's a big retro colour pop going on at the moment. The corals, the peaches, that's still there. So vibrant colours to represent how our brides feel, but then pastels and pinks and that whole pastel palette still works too. So you've got two very different thoughts going on with our brides. But I think it's the Pantone colour has also made it very difficult to manage, isn't it? Grey and yellow, not the best colours that you can get flowers in. I know yellow you can, but they tend to be more later in the year. It's beginning of spring and later on in autumn that you get the best vibrant colours of yellow tones. And they tend to be bigger flowers as well. They don't tend to be.
I saw an article the other day. Well, it was more pictures, but somebody had done this arrangement of it was on a table, so it was a tabletop arrangement, and it trailed all the way along the table and down, and it was just pure white. There was no foliage, nothing, and it was absolutely stunning. I couldn't have ever imagined it or thought it up, to not have any green at all.
So Preston Bailey does that, and so does Amy Bone Flowers. They tend to have this focus predominantly on the flower rather than the foliage. And when you look at it all come together, I think the white, just the poplar flower, is a very minimalist but very contemporary too. And it is like in Italian weddings, the European weddings tend to have more of it, but we're coming to grow with that in the English market too.
It was very, very beautiful.
But cascades of flowers are really popular. The organic are becoming more popular, but focusing on one colour rather than having a blended amount of colour as well has been really popular too. So you're seeing more of that come through. As what's the other one that I was thinking of? There was everything's more meadow like as well. Like you swept through the garden or through the meadow and just picked up a bunch of flowers, and that is it. There's none of this, I've got to have my proportion correct. I've got to have my 5 flowers, my 3 structure and my 8 structure right. I think that's completely changed. There's been a very European drive on that.
It's so lovely though. It just feels so much more relaxed and more natural in a way. I know that sounds bizarre, but it does.
But I think it is. It's about taking it back to nature. There's certain things you can do with flowers, and I mean, I get the requests where they want flower jewelry, they want the collar arrangements for their dogs, or they want lovely corsages that are like a ring clip or on their handbag, that kind of thing. And you can do it. Flowers are versatile. However, it's just about going back to nature and going what is suitable and what is practical as well.
No, that's great. Shall we play our this and that game?
Yeah, I've got it ready.
Do you know what? Everybody goes like, it's meant to be fun.
Right, here's the dismal disaster moment for me.
No, it's a nice one, I promise, Nisha.
Okay, let's go for it.
Okay, so Nisha, this is your this or that. Heels or flats?
Flats.
Oh, yeah.
Comfort.
Yeah, always. Skirts or trousers?
Skirts. I like to get my legs out.
Do you?
We don't get to as a florist, so when you can dress up, it makes it extra special.
Yeah. Neutrals or colours?
Neutrals.
Oh.
Simple jewellery or statement jewellery?
Statement pieces.
Nice. Trainers or sandals?
Trainers. Can't keep my feet open. Can't keep my toes.
I love this.
Being a bit too boring honest.
It's never too honest.
Joggers or leggings?
Joggers.
Overdressed or underdressed?
Underdressed. With statement jewellery.
Sorry. Yes. Oh, yes. Now that is a combo. Leather jacket or denim jacket?
Denim.
Gold jewellery or silver jewellery?
I think because being from an Asian background, it's got to be gold. I think silver fit nicely on our skin tone.
Yeah,
as much as I'd love to wear it though.
Gold's making a comeback though. Absolutely it is.
I'm all about the gold.
I think I can't do rose gold though. I've really struggled with rose gold. I think gold, if it's gonna be gold, it's gotta be gold. And it's
yeah. And final question, because it's it has to be asked because it causes arguments every week.
Every time.
Grey's Anatomy or Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad.
You thought you was onto a winner there, Charlotte.
I genuinely did.
Sorry. I love both, but it has to be, yeah.
I'm so chuffed. Oh dear.
Nisha, thank you so much for joining us. Jordan, do you want to finish off with your final question?
Yeah, if you could just give us one bit of wedding advice, it can be anything wedding related, what would it be?
Take your time and don't be afraid to ask for help.
Perfect.
Always find help. You just need to ask.
Absolutely, that's what we're there for.
Amazing.
Well, thank you so much, Nisha. It is so lovely to meet you and chat with you. And we will see everybody next time. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.